Back here on Liquid Lunch. Little song there by the Van Bender. We're here now with Jewlz Bailey. Jewlz, great to have you here on the show. Welcome.
Great to be here. Thank you.
So you're a model and a videographer.
That's right.
Right?
Yes.
How did you, are you from Toronto?
I am born and raised.
Really?
Yeah.
What part of town?
I grew up in the York Mills area, and mid-high school we moved to a Bathurst and St. Clair area. And I've been there ever since.
He's at Bathurst.
Yeah, beautiful part of town. Midtown Toronto.
I love it there.
Absolutely.
I can't get away.
Except when the power went out yesterday. Were you affected by that too?
I was.
Yuck.
Really? What happened?
Well, the hottest station here, the power went out. Yeah. Air conditioning? What's going on? Yeah.
I was out all day and came home and my air conditioning was off and wasn't happy.
No, that's evil.
Yeah.
Evil.
Do you go into that park?
Yes.
You know the park?
I walk my dogs there. It's right behind my house.
Yeah. I've seen you there.
I'm right on the ravine too, so I just head down there and walk out. It's gorgeous.
It's a great place.
Maybe you guys live in the same building. Maybe not.
Yeah, possibly. All right.
So when you were a kid, did you want to be a model and or videographer? Or?
I was just always into the arts, and so I dabbled in a lot of stuff, and you know, theater, photography, visual art. So I kind of always just knew that I was going to do something creative in some capacity, but it took me a while to figure out what the direction was.
And did you go to school for any of this?
I did, yes. I went to, well, I did my degree at U of T in cinema studies and psychology, kind of random. And I also went to the University of Southern California and studied filmmaking there.
Now, what was that like?
It was awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you have any, like, famous professors like Steven Spielberg or something?
No, but we had a lot of speakers and seminars and stuff. We got to see screenings with question answers and that sort of thing. So it was pretty cool.
So, how long were you down there for?
Like I was only down there for a year. Yeah, it was like an exchange program for my last couple credits at U of T. So I worked it into my undergrad.
Oh, good for you.
So how did you find going to school down there contrasted with going to school here?
It was this. I mean, school is school, but American schools definitely have more school spirit. It was a lot more community oriented than U of T, so I really enjoyed the experience. I felt kind of like, oh, I should have been in the States all along. U of T is no fun compared to this. Yeah.
What's the difference in terms of the fun factor?
Well, like athletics, you know, nobody goes to a U of T football game. Down there, everybody's in colors, and it's just really fun and exciting and energetic.
And the weather.
And it's not bad being close to the beach, so I didn't miss the winter.
No. I'm missing the winter today, though.
Yeah, if it snowed outside right now, I wouldn't be too upset.
I don't mind it here in the summer.
Yes, absolutely.
You don't, what?
I don't mind Toronto in the summer.
In the summer.
It's amazing.
Really? Are you, what about the heat, though? Is it too hot?
Yeah, you just have to find a friend with a pool or a cottage.
What is there anything you learned when you were down there, like in the filmmaking school, that you kind of remember as being sort of an aha moment, something really profound that hit you all of a sudden that you incorporate into your filmmaking today?
Just that you don't always need to be intimidated by needing a huge budget and a huge crew, that you can really just take your idea and do it. And so I kind of learned to be very resourceful, and I'm somewhat of a one-man team right now. I have other people that I collaborate with and, you know, people that I work with on different projects, but I just learned how to multitask and get it done, sort of, and just make your ideas come to life.
What type of projects are you working on right now? Is it to deal mostly with modeling, or? No,
the modeling and the directing are kind of separate, yeah. I've actually only been in one video that I actually directed, but other than that, they're completely separate things that I kind of just juggle. But video-wise, I'm working on a bunch of different stuff. I'm working on some music videos, and I branched off to try something different. Right now I'm producing a web series that's kind of like a talk show. They're life coaches called the Empowering Angels. I believe they've been on your show a while ago, but it's a life coach and lawyer duo. and they help people kind of deal with grief and letting go, and based off of their own experiences in life. And so it's kind of an interesting series. They're more like webinars, actually. It's not really a series. They kind of just deal with different issues. And
well, that's interesting. Now, we've got one of your videos. I think this is a music video.
yes.
Why don't we look at this now?
Okay.
Just to get a, you know, it's one thing to talk about. It's another thing to actually experience it. So why don't we watch this music video, and then we're going to come back and chat a little bit more about all the stuff you do.
Okay.
So this is the song called You.
It's called You Lying.
You Lying. Okay, so let's watch it, and we'll come back and
All
we'll
right.
find out more about it.
Shit crazy. Man, I can honestly say I ain't never felt like this before. Shit. Last night I seen her eyes in a dream of mine. She cried. She said I heard her heart when I slipped around and lied. I should've just told the girl what I really felt on the inside. Playing with a little heart, playing with the truth, playing with the game in my pride. Now she with the next nigga looking at her picture. Damn, it's killing me. Thinking about my kids, thinking about the life we had. This ain't how it's supposed to be. And she getting the info from my kinfolk, and they was close to me. That's why I'm in the bucket right now, for sticking on a killing
I don't trust
spree.
nobody. You lying, you lying, you lying. Say the truth. You lying, you lying. Stop lying. I don't trust nobody. You lying, you lying, you lying. Say the truth. You lying, you lying. Stop lying. I don't trust nobody.
Cause I never should've let you niggas in my world in the first place. That's what I keep, but now I got a gun on my lap and a nigga got road rage. And when I get to your spot, I'ma let go the whole thing. Close range, fuck with my family like you stealing my weed or stepping on my cocaine. I understand why my pop said down, said son, this a cold game. Nigga step on your toes, you gotta lock and load and bust a roll, man. Boss up, be a man, make niggas understand that you letting your nuts hang. You don't want half a shit, fuck half a brick, I want the whole
I don't trust
thing.
nobody. You lying, you lying, you lying. Say the truth. You lying, you lying. Stop lying. I don't trust nobody. You lying, you lying, you lying. Say the truth. You lying, you lying. Stop lying. I don't trust nobody.
On the block where the work is turning, sacking up endo, dipping at Sherman, chipping their toners all on the curb in 24 hours. We serving, nigga, you slip, my aim is perfect. None of my business on the surface. You ain't family, your life is worthless. If you ain't hustling, what's the purpose? Shopping O's, y'all squares is surfing. Popping rose, blunts and toasting. Top down, tripping up the ocean while y'all niggas is living slow motion. I'm locked, y'all niggas ain't focused. Niggas gonna come around here, y'all open. Your little blunts ain't got me choking. I got family from here to
I don't trust
Oakland.
nobody. You lying, you lying, you lying. Say the truth. You lying, you lying. Stop lying. I don't trust nobody. You lying, you lying, you lying. Say the truth. You lying, you lying. Stop lying. I don't trust nobody.
Well, so there's a video from Gonzo.
Yes.
We have our own Gonzo right here at the station, or
Do
we
you?
did.
Which-
We did.
Gone.
Dr. Gonzo.
Yes, Dr. Gonzo. And you were saying he's a protege of
Ice Cube.
Of Ice Cube,
Yeah.
Ice Cube.
He's a West Coast artist,
Yeah.
so he's not so well known here in Canada, but
No.
somebody I actually got to work with because of the connections that I made while I was in Los Angeles.
So now you're back in Toronto. So how do
Yes.
you find, like, are you working with any local artists, Canadian artists?
I am. I'm working on a video right now for a rapper from Toronto named Stump. He's part of a group called Point Blank. They actually are Juno nominees and MMVA nominees, and this is his first video branching off as a solo artist, so it's kind of exciting. He's a Koch entertainment artist, so
So you're still working on that video?
I'm actually editing the video right now.
Oh, so you've shot it
I
already.
shot it,
Oh,
yeah.
great.
I directed it, and now I'm editing it, and it should be ready very shortly. So I'm excited about that.
What do you think like these days, it's so hard for artists, so many artists producing music. A lot of it's great, right? A lot of it doesn't really see the light of day, doesn't to me doesn't really achieve the level of recognition that it might deserve. What do you think the role of video is in that whole effort to bring an artist to the public's attention?
Well, I think it's really important now, especially in the digital age of music, because anybody can put a song on iTunes nowadays pretty easily. So it's important to have a visual presence and to market yourself on YouTube and all of the forums and that sort of thing. So I think the more videos that an artist puts out there, the more recognition they have a chance of getting.
But at the end of the day, it does come down to the product itself,
yeah,
too.
Of course.
I mean, like you say, the access is so easy right now to go on YouTube or anything else, but at the end of the day, it's what's presented, right?
Exactly, and it either catches on or it doesn't. So,
do you think it's like it has to be the song that is the quality, or is the product now? Because it almost seems to me that the product, whatever to use that term, product, has to include the music and the video together as one thing. It's that video is so important. That's the product. It's not the song. It's got to be the video that includes the song.
I think it's the way that the artist brands themselves in general. It's the song, it's the video, it's their style, and...
Well, you said it, it's branding.
Yeah.
More than anything else. It's because there's a lot of talent
exactly
out there that probably doesn't have as much talent, but they have a great team behind them that presents, you know, a good-looking package.
Exactly. I think that there's a lot of music out there, like, personally, that I don't like, but I see why the public likes them, because
right.
they've been branded really well and they can appeal to a lot of young people. And
now, when it comes to doing a video, are you involved from the creation point of that, or the actual just direction of the video? Do they come to you with preconceived ideas, and are you allowed to
a little
mold
bit
them?
of both.
Yeah.
Some videos I've just been given a song and I had the opportunity to come up with the entire treatment and see it through from beginning till end. And other ones I've been approached with a concept and I just, pointed the camera and did the editing. So I've kind of experimented in all different.
And the artist, do they have sort of final say of it, or?
They have final say, but a lot of the time, I've been fortunate, and a lot of the artists I've worked with have been open to my ideas. So
yeah, well, you say it's a collaboration.
Exactly.
It's not like, well, we're just going to shoot the way I'm going to shoot it. You talk about it, you set it up, and hopefully.
You have to be on the right page, on the same page, I should say. So I've definitely had places where I butt heads with an artist, and I really felt strongly about an idea, and they didn't agree. So,
well, does it happen often that you're given, just a song and that's it, without any ideas behind it?
Pretty often, yeah.
Wow.
That you're just given a song, and then you run the idea, you bounce ideas back and forth off of each other until you come up with a happy medium.
Right. And, okay, so we were talking about Southern California,
yes.
And how much you enjoyed, of course, just the way people interacted with everybody and how easy it was for you. When you went, how long ago did you come back to Toronto?
I traveled around a bit,
right.
So the video...
Just for your own fun education?
Fun
or was
education,
it actual work?
Working with different people that I met along the way and had different opportunities. So like the video that we just saw, I shot in Phoenix, Arizona.
Right.
I spent a small amount of time there. I've been back in Toronto for about a year and a half now, but I was back for about a year and a half, about 2 years ago or 3 years. I don't know.
Right.
It's hard to keep track, but I kind of bounce around wherever I need to be and wherever opportunities take me.
And are you saying so that like the opportunities are a little fewer and far between right now in Canada as far as?
No, not necessarily. Just that, sometimes an opportunity is far away. And
well, let's just say, there's more going on down there. I mean,
yeah.
There's 10 times the amount of people, 10
exactly.
times the amount of action. Or do you find it difficult right now competing with other directors or other talent?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
I think that, I'm constantly trying new things and, looking for a different niche. So I don't want to get stuck in one category where I'm only competing with those people. I like to stay open-minded so that there's always a new opportunity presenting itself.
Yeah, good for you.
So where do you see yourself in the long run? Do you want to do more of the modeling, or do you want to do more of the video stuff? Do you want to get into full-length feature films? Or
I'd like to get in. I really want to experiment with a whole bunch of mediums. I'd like to get into feature films. I'd really like to get into documentary films. That was something that I was really interested in when I was studying film at school, and so I've always kind of wanted to come back to that.
What is it about documentaries that makes you want to make some?
Just the whole research and exploring a certain issue and the realness of it, as opposed to telling a fictional story. I just like the idea of getting to the bottom of something and putting it out there.
Are there any particular issues that you really want to?
I'm not sure yet. That's one of the reasons I haven't come back to it yet, because I haven't found that one thing that I'm so passionate that has hit me yet.
Do you think that's what it takes as a documentary filmmaker, that you really have to be passionate about the subject matter?
I think that you should be passionate about it if
I
you want
think
to
so
do a
too.
good job.
Yeah.
It's almost like, I'm almost thinking as you're saying that it's almost like, you know, if you want to make a difference in the world these days, I mean, you could contemplate going into politics, but maybe a better option would be making documentaries.
Yeah, documentary filmmaking is very political. So you really have to take a side, I think, on what you're putting out there.
Yeah.
So if you don't believe in it, then nobody's going to buy it in the first
Yeah.
place. That's what I think.
Now, what about as we were talking earlier about how there's so many artists, musical artists, putting out music, but also there's so many people making films, there's so many people putting out documentaries, there's so many film festivals, which we need to showcase a lot of this content. There's so much content being created. As a content producer, do you ever get concerned that, gee, there's so much content, how do you, it's almost like it's more and more difficult to get your content shown or to get people to see it because there's just so much of it. Do you have any thoughts about that?
I agree, it is harder. I mean, I think it's a blessing and it's a curse, the whole YouTube era, because on the one hand, you have the opportunity for millions of people to see your work, but on the other hand, there's millions of work to be seen, so you just have to be persistent, I think.
And everybody's still trying to figure out how the money works with all that, right?
Exactly.
You know, 'cause so many people making films and they're not really seeing a return on the money invested, right?
Right. That's why I haven't gotten around to feature yet, because I think that, you know, for myself, it's been more lucrative focusing on shorter projects that don't take up as much time and having a higher turnover on my projects. I don't want to invest too much into a big film that might never get seen at this point anyways, so.
Do you see yourself like working in Toronto more, or do you see yourself going back into the US? And
Toronto is my home, so my family's here, and so I'm always going to be around Toronto. But I do love the U.S., and I hope to spend as much time as I can going back and forth, because there's just so many opportunities on both sides of the border. I don't want to limit myself, but Toronto will always be home base for me.
Now tell us a little bit about the Empowering Angels. You first called it a web series and then said it's more like a webinar.
Yeah, well, it's a series of webinars, so we've shot 3 of them so far, and we have plans to do a whole bunch more over the summer, and they're going to be launching them probably at the end of the summer. And they're just very inspiring videos. The 2 ladies have been through a lot themselves, and they share their stories, and they kind of give advice to viewers and discuss different issues. All different issues, so everybody can really relate to something. So it's been a very eye-opening experience, because it wasn't something I saw myself. I've been working with musicians and more upbeat subject matters until now, and so, you know, it's been an interesting
I wonder,
project.
It's interesting to look at the way that they make television, or the way they've always made television, versus what works on YouTube or on the internet, because one of the things to me about TV is that it's very formal.
Yeah.
It's got to be perfect, right? Whereas on YouTube, it's almost like it's the stuff on
the
YouTube,
imperfections that draw you.
Yeah.
Most
and
of the time,
that perfection that you get on TV is like just boring on the internet. I don't know. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, I feel that way. I find myself more and more watching things on the internet as opposed to turning on the television.
Yeah.
Because I just think it's more real, you know, now that you're so used to seeing everything on YouTube. Like, I don't know, I'm just not as interested in TV anymore.
Yeah.
So the Empowering Angels videos, they're pretty real. There's a lot of, you know, laughing and outtakes and screw ups, but they're just being themselves and they're being honest and they're, you know, I think that's more effective.
Does that then, how does that, or does it inform the way you approach any given project?
Well, every project's different. I mean, I've done music videos that have a very homemade look to them, and I've done ones that are very glossy and high production value. So it really just depends on the message you're trying, or the image that you're trying to project. So in the case of the Empowering Angels, we wanted everybody to be able to identify with them and feel like they were regular people, that they didn't spend an hour getting their makeup done and getting ready to go on camera. It's supposed to be professional but real, so that you can relate to who they are.
Dr. Phil type of, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And is the format? Is like 10 minutes, 15 minutes?
Yeah, they range from about 5 to 15 minutes,
yeah.
so they're not too long that you lose interest. But
well, isn't that the whole thing about the internet too with YouTube? I mean, it is a 30-second wrap almost, you know, I mean.
I think it also depends on the viewer. If
Right.
it's something you're interested in and you want to know about, then you'll sit there and watch it. Like,
True.
I find myself watching all kinds of random stuff and just getting caught in the subject matter, or you get bored and switch it right away.
Right.
So I guess your mood affects what you watch too.
I think it depends on your environment too. If you're sitting on a laptop,
Yeah.
you're prone to click around. But if you've got, and I think the way people are going to do it more is you're going to have your computer hooked up to your big screen TV,
Right.
and maybe you just want to kick back for 2 hours and watch something
Exactly.
like lunch, maybe, or something else.
Something else.
Okay, anything else you want to let us know about? We're going to show, we got one more video that we're
Okay.
going to play, one of your videos. But
Okay.
is there anything else you want to leave us with, or?
No, just that everyone can check out my
Yeah,
website.
where do we contact you?
It's jewlzbailey.com. I have lots of videos on there and links to my Facebook, my Twitter, my YouTube, everything like that. So,
And that's Jewlz, JEWLZ.
yes.
BAILEY.com.
BAILEY.com.
And
I'm on Twitter at Jewlz Bailey. And yeah, I'm out there. So,
are you looking to meet people that maybe might want to hire you to make a video? Or?
of course, I'm
Yeah.
open to ideas in all different genres and capacities, and I'm always interested in meeting other artists and collaborating. So if you have an idea, contact me.
Fantastic. Okay, Jewlz, thanks for coming in. And
Thanks for having
Thanks,
me.
Jules.
we're going to watch this video now, and then we're going to come back with Nicole Copping-Pavars talking about collaborative family law, a new way of doing divorce and separation and stuff like that. So here's the video by Jewlz, and we'll be right back.
My girlfriend, rewind that. My ghetto love, bring it back. My girlfriend, rewind that. My ghetto love, bring it back. My girlfriend, rewind that. My ghetto love, bring it back. My girlfriend, rewind that. My ghetto love, bring it back.
Shawty, I know I messed up real bad, but I'm just trying to get you back. Any ideas on how we can do that? Do that. Shawty, I know I messed up real bad, but I'm just trying to get you back. Any ideas on how we can do that? Do that.
Looking out the window, watching the wind blow. Thinking about my girl, nigga, feeling bad. Trying to get a back chain, smoking the endo. Finna hit the block for another bag. That's why parents don't like me, cause I'm from the ghetto. Plus I had a trouble past, but my path changed, brought a son in this world. Plus asked their daughter to be my better half. I wasn't born around a money bag, did it all by myself. I had to hustle hard. 5,000 square feet on the corner with the saltwater pool and spa in the backyard. We came far from the one bedroom, living month to month out of rent a car. Just thinking about the shit I need is Annie-Bar. Why the fuck I let you catch me with the chicken head, bro?
Shawty, I know I messed up real bad, but I'm just trying to get you back. Any ideas on how we can do that? Do that. Shawty, I know I messed up real bad, but I'm just trying to get you back. Any ideas on how we can do that? Do that.
I feel your your energy, it brings back memories of happy times. Got my mind flash imaging, trying to watch time like an hourglass dwindling. Trying to free my mind of your perfume lingering. Can't get the smell of Chanel out my bed sheets. Can't get your frame out my head, you a real freak. Fuck the bad shit, girl, just let it go. That's the past and the future gon' let us grow. And you know you ain't fucking with a coward, so I ain't scared to say, baby, you are my flower. You motivate me, a reflective power. Your body dripping wet when you're stepping out the shower. They see the time like a fucking watchtower. And fuck Bonnie and Clyde, but these niggas know the block hours. And it don't get bigger than us, so I know I hurt your heart when I broke the trust.
Shawty, I know I messed up real bad, but I'm just trying to get you back. Any ideas on how we can do that? Do that. Shawty, I know I messed up real bad, but I'm just trying to get you back. Any ideas on how we can do that? Do that. Girl, what I gotta do to make you see that we can is right where you need to be. Shawty, please tell me what I need to do. Need to do that. All I need is you. Shawty, I know I messed up real bad, but I'm just trying to get you back. Any ideas on how we can do that? Do that. Shawty, I know I messed up real bad, but I'm just trying to get you back. Any idea?